G'day ladies, I'm Kate Driver, naturopath and the perimenopause practitioner. I would like to talk about histamine and sleep. If you're having sleeping issues and you're finding it hard to go to sleep and you're feeling wired and just like you're awake but you're tired at the same time, wired and tired, then you may like to consider that histamine is an issue for you. Now, histamine is a compound that acts on the brain as a neurotransmitter. So it affects our mood, our memory, our learning, your alertness. It's there to help you feel alert. And it's also involved in your digestion, the production of your stomach acid, and your sexual behaviour as well. And we need it in our body. We need histamine. And most people are really familiar with histamine and allergies like hay fever, and all those sort of itchy, snuffly noses and itchy eyes and things like that, or even something like hives. But there's many other symptoms you can get when you're sensitive or intolerant to histamine, or when histamine is building up in your body because of certain digestive issues or estrogen dominance or a thyroid issue, or even if you're just having a lot of histamine, high histamine foods in your diet. And histamine is also increased by bacteria on food as well. So if you're reheating food a lot, this could be an issue for you, that you're consuming more histamine than your body can cope with. And some high histamine foods are things like fermented foods. So all of the fermented foods that everybody's trying to have nowadays for their digestive issues or just to keep them healthy and happy, like sauerkraut and kimchi and kefir, and other things like cheeses and yogurts and other dairy products can be an issue, but also things like cured meats and processed meats and smoked meats, smoked salmon, smoked fish, but also other foods such as tomatoes and bananas and avocados and spinach, which are really healthy foods. These are histamine liberators, and also chocolate, which actually release more histamine into your body from the mast cells, which are the white blood cells that release histamine and produce histamine in the first place. So these foods they may be high in your diet. And alcohol is another one that actually not only suppresses the enzyme, the DAO enzyme, or dianamine oxidase enzyme, it suppresses the production of that, so then you don't break down the histamine. That's what the enzyme's there for. But some alcohol is actually high in histamine as well, like wine, beer, and champagne. So if you're consuming a lot of these foods and perhaps having a beer or wine at night time, then this can increase your histamine. So be very aware of what you're having in the evening and try a low histamine diet, particularly in the evening. But then you need to address why it's happening in the first place. And it can be loads of different issues and different for every person. But if you're in perimenopause or menopause, then one of the most common reasons is because of estrogen dominance, a low thyroid function, leaky gut and digestive issues, an imbalance in that microbiome. And also you might have a sensitivity to histamine because you've got a lack of this DAO enzyme or DAO enzyme. And this enzyme could also be low because you might have a genetic disposition to having this polymorphism or mutation, this genetic disposition to having a low enzyme. But there's also other things like green tea, which is really healthy, that actually suppress the release of this enzyme as well and stop you from breaking down the histamine if you're sensitive to it, and makes you more sensitive. So for the ladies also that might be still menstruating, if you're getting painful periods, or if you've had endometriosis or polycystic ovaries, or you have them now, then because they are histamine sensitive diseases or ailments in your body, then this can be an issue too for those ladies. Looking at histamine helping you reduce the pain and the inflammation in your body, which is driving some of your symptoms with these conditions. So ladies, if you're finding it hard to sleep, then try a low histamine diet. Perhaps try some herbs like coriander and basil and oregano and nettle, adding them to your food or having them as teas to help reduce the histamine also. And I hope that has given you something to think about. And I hope it doesn't keep you awake thinking about it either. If you would like to know more and need to get to the bottom of it, reach out to myself or another natural health practitioner or naturopath, because we can actually then really fine tune what is happening for you. Is it really histamine intolerance? Is it other amines or other chemicals or natural compounds in foods that you're reacting to? Or, is your digestive system just not coping efficiently anyway? Or is it because you're low in progesterone or other issues with melatonin? So seek the help of a professional like myself, because you'll get to the bottom of it more quickly than Googling and trying things with trial and error. But in the meantime, try a low histamine diet, and also look at these herbs that can help lower histamine that I mentioned. And if you'd like to know more about how to actually reduce or ditch altogether all your perimenopausal symptoms, such as hot flushes and sleeplessness, but also, horrible periods and fatigue and anxiety and, a low sex drive and irritability and depression and things like that, then feel free to jump onto my next masterclass, and you'll learn what you should be doing and can be doing right now to ditch your symptoms and get your hormones back in balance. Even though it's a natural state of your life, you do not have to suffer. Thanks for listening, ladies, and I will be seeing you very soon. My name's Kate Driver, and I'm a naturopath and the perimenopause practitioner. Bye for now.